Hello, everybody out there in internet land. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and everything I forgot to do this past month. There's been a delay in me putting out videos. I don't have that big of an audience right now, so I don't think that's that many people noticed. But I am trying to do this try to do this pretty regularly now. So I am not planning on taking breaks like this so often. I'm gonna start off now by just doing a bunch of reviews or just talk about a couple of DVDs, a couple of things I've seen and stuff like that this past month. Some of it I've already done a couple of videos on actually, but instead of just doing the immediate reaction, I'll just then do a more retroactively, retro, uh, retroactive review of those. So I'll probably separate this up in different videos, and right now I'm expecting a phone, so this might even fuck up too. So I'll just start off this with the one I'll try to do 3 times now, so this should go pretty quickly. I've done the 50th anniversary um, for Doctor Who video, my thoughts on the episode itself and stuff, and directly after release in the mail I got, of course, the 50th anniversary Blu-ray, which you can see, the Day of the Doctor, which the episode itself, like I said, I loved it. It was really fun. You got all the doctors, all of these will contain spoilers. Okay, it's just that's just how I do it. Um, yeah, I got my Day of the Doctor Blu-ray, and it's a good solid release. Like I said, the episode was excellent. It was really fun. It had a lot of stuff in it. The 13 Doctors, the John Hurt. We now know how the numberings work thanks to Time of the Doctor. So everything's still the same. It's just the War Doctor. And all the incarnations or all the regenerations counts. Um, and Billy Piper back, all this stuff. It was really good. The Blu-ray itself, it looks as always fantastic. The picture is fine. I do not own a 3D TV, but of course the 3D version is on this. It's just a single disc, as you can see, and you just get a menu to select either 2D or 3D, and of course I have to choose the 2D. Here I got the cinema ticket from when I saw it in the movies. I thought that kind of should be with the film itself. I think I should start to do that for now. And you get some commercials for some stuff, and of course now my fucking computer is dying. God damn it. I got more space, it just doesn't understand it. God damn it. You got the ultraviolet extra copy, and that will of course only work if you are in Britain. Other than that, the special features, it got the Doctor Explained, which is a really good documentary. It's kind of a beginner's intro to the show. You got all the series explained. You got a lot of the ex-doctors on it, a lot of the writers, a lot of good stuff. It's about 40-50 minutes long. It's a while since I've seen it now, but it was really good, really funny, and yeah, it was a good one. Another one is the behind the scenes that BBC put out. This little short, like 10 minutes behind the scenes thing. It's good. It's fun. It's kind of, if you're a fan, you probably saw this on the internet before. But now we get to the big things, which is the minisodes, the two mini episodes that came. Was released on the internet right before the release of the show, which was Night of Night of the Doctor with Paul McGann, which I talked about, where we get his regeneration, and the it's the last day. I think I think it's called the last day. Um, which shows a soldier or something, or an android for all I know, on Gallifrey. Um, on the day the Daleks break through. Um, it's like the fall of Arcadia, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and yeah, that's good too. It's got some trailers, and other than that, it's just a standard issue Doctor Who DVD. It's got um, it's got the standard format, audio, subtitles, length, disc format, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Special features the same, and the same with the subtitles, the same audio descriptive English subtitles. Um, it was it's good. It's got a couple of things I'm missing, which I'm hoping they'll put on the probably the series. If this, I don't know if this will be part of a Series 8 box set or an eventual like seventh, since they call the 7th series the complete. So maybe this will be on. Maybe it will just be an in between thing. But if they put it in the box set, it'll probably be in the 8th. And if they do that, I hope they do a commentary with Stephen Moffat, Matt Smith, Jenna, John Hurt, maybe Billy Piper, David Tennant. Tennant loved to do commentaries for these things. He would definitely do it. Maybe some of the other doctors. Um, and of course, speaking of the other doctors, the Five-ish Doctors, which was the great little half-hour thing that Peter Davison directed and wrote, and which was, in my opinion, was Stephen Moffat's pretty nice way of like acknowledging the past Doctors and letting them get a chance to broadcast themselves. I know a lot of fans were disappointed that they weren't in the show, but I think the joke with this whole thing was that they were actually okay with the way things were doing. They were sad they weren't actually in it, but they were glad to get to do anything, and the fact they got Peter Jackson and Ian McKellen, and it's a really good funny short, and you will get to see three ex Doctors in the new TARDIS, not operating it, but at least making jokes about it in costume. So, and John Barrowman and a lot of people, and Stephen Moffat takes some shots on his own behalf, which I think was in really good spirit. So yeah, other than that, yeah, it's a pretty good DVD. The image is fantastic, like it was. And also, I wish they put in the cinema intro, which anybody who saw it in the cinema will know, the part with Strax, and then later the part with Matt Smith and David Tennant. Why that's not on this, I can't really understand, because that really set the mood for the whole thing. And even though you're not in the cinema, you could recreate this at home. Like, if you really do got a home cinema system, it would work just as well. It really is a good icebreaker if you got someone who's not really into Doctor Who, and you just start off with this would be a good icebreaker for them to like break them down. Okay, this can be kind of fun. So, why that wasn't on, I have no idea, but okay. Since my computer is sort of slowly dying, I shall try to talk about Time of the Doctor at the same time. This one I did not get to see in Norway on TV or anything. There was not a cinema screening of this. And the BBC in Norway is, of course, under country restrictions, so they can't show the same things as BBC in Britain. At the same time, at least. So I actually found a service to help me watch it. So I watched it live on BBC One. Hopefully that will help their ratings in some way, but if not, hey, I just wanted to watch it live. I didn't want to get spoiled by the whole net the second the thing was over. I wanted to see it as it happened, and I'm glad I did. I've seen it several times since, and I'm waiting for the Blu-rays to arrive. I will, of course, do a video on that too. I really liked it. I've it was it was not something spectacular, which think took a lot of people by surprise because of the teasers we saw of the Cybermen, Daleks, the Weeping Angels, and the Silence. So we like expected some big clash war kind of thing, but instead we got this quiet, still a war story, still a full-on battle on Trenzalore, where we know, of course, that the Doctor has his grave, so we know this is pretty much it for him. Even though we know Peter Capaldi was going to show up, and oh my god, I wish they just kept it a secret. I so wish they just, yeah, we're gonna end it now. We set the rules back in the day, and that's just what we gotta live with. So we're gonna do it because I think the ending would have sat much better with a lot of people if that had happened. Um, you would still expect it to happen since it is possible, obviously, with the master and stuff, but I think it would have been cool if we really didn't know. But then again, we wouldn't have had the moment in Day of the Doctor either. Or maybe we still could. Like, all 13 and we see the eyes and we don't know, except the people who like are fans of him or stuff like that. Nobody would really know. So that could have been cool. But yeah, so that's kind of how that works. Yeah, but instead we get this kind of calm little standoffish episode where the Doctor goes down to, he doesn't even know it is Trenzalore. The first thing he knows, he hears it's Gallifrey, like he learns from his Cyberman head friend Handles or Wilson. He was real. He was really good. I kind of wish he had been a reoccurring character. I was kind of baffled when I first saw this. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Why? What the hell? But yeah, of course we got this whole church thing, and Tasha Lem, I think she's called, uh, running this whole barricade, so she helps him get down to Trenzalore, which he just knows as a town named Christmas. He doesn't even know that when he goes down. Goes down, finds this Christmassy place, and it's obviously Christmas all year round on this planet, and the town is called Christmas. And everybody speaks the truth there. And this signal that makes everybody speaks the truth is emanating from this tower or church or whatever. And he goes in there, and there, of course, he finds the crack from episode 1 from his perspective, from series 5. And from behind that is Gallifrey, which are now in the Pocket Universe, and they are trying to contact the Doctor. And they need him to speak his name to basically declare that it's safe, that no one else is around, that it's cool. But of course, everyone in the universe hears this, so you got a whole fleet of everybody in the world trying to get in. And it's basically the time war going to start all over again. And yet, after that, it's basically the Doctor sends Jenna, or Clara, sends Clara home in the TARDIS, drops her off. When it starts to return, she jumps on, making the TARDIS go slower on the return trip. So the Doctor ends up finding out that this is Trenzalore, and that just kind of makes sense to him, that, okay, I gotta stay here, protect Gallifrey, make sure that they don't come to the other side and that the war don't start, and defend the people of this town. And it's on Trenzalore, so this is where I'm gonna end up. So he just sort of accepts that the TARDIS doesn't come back or anything like that. And from that, it's just a waiting game. It's when Clara finally returns, he's aged 300 years. And we've seen him battle in montages and stuff. I heard someone talk about making this a whole season. Maybe this was the plan for the Series 8. And that would be fucking awesome if the whole 8th season was his years on Trenzalore doing battle with all these different species. That would have been awesome. But for a one episode thing, I can't understand it. Because we get a Doctor who ages basically twice the age he's been alive. through this whole series, through this one episode. He's damn near 2,000 years old at the end of this. And he was 1,200-ish by the day of the Doctor. So we're talking 900 something years, maybe, possibly. He's old. He's William Hartnell old. That's why they did the whole cameo thing, or the whole why it looked like he did. That's probably what the Doctor looks like when he gets to that stage of his regeneration. Yeah, basically the episode is a standoff, and we see him on these two separate points through the eyes of Clara, and there's some stuff with her family and stuff like that, and everybody has pointed out it was kind of meh. I liked it. It worked. I liked the grandma. Everybody loves the grandma, so like, it worked. Then we get to the regeneration itself, and it's nothing big. Clara comes back the last time. He's old as fuck. The Daleks the Daleks tells him to show himself, and he knows that this is it. He's worn out. He's gonna die on the spot when he walks up those stairs. He's that old. She was brought back just in time, and he goes out. I don't understand why anybody else haven't commented on this. To me, he goes out like a badass. Like, I was not one of those complaining about the end of time. I thought the end of time was good. I thought it was sentimental, and I was crying my eyes out and all that kind of stuff. But dude, seeing what this was when Clara speaks through the crack on his way up and convinces Gallifrey to just leave it, wait till he's ready, close the gap, give him a new cycle. And you see the crack open up, and it flies through. And basically what he's done up until this point, he's come up, he's done his last speech, he's old, he's weary, he does this thing where he sits down and he's like, like a really old grumpy man, just get on with it. Okay, Dicky man flipped over there. Yeah, he doesn't bother anymore. So he's there, he's giving up, he's just waiting for the Daleks to shoot him, basically. And he's also gone through all this with, I have to backtrack because I forgot this. He's also explained this whole, how the regenerations work. This is his 13th and last body. You had Captain Grumpy, or the War Doctor as he called it, and that counts, but he was not the Doctor. And you had 9, and then you had 10, and 10 regenerated once, but he didn't change because he had vanity issues, which is a valid point. And so that also counts. So we now got from the War Doctor, it's the 8th body, the 9th body, the 10th, and yeah, he's now in the 13th, but he's still the 11th Doctor. So yeah, and he's had his speech and he's given up, and he knows that this is it. When they shoot him, he's done. There's no point. He's not regenerating. Then the sky cracks open. Dun 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 dun. The energy comes through. It's sucked in, and at this point, I'm wrecked. Even though I know what's happening, I'm sad for him. I'm really sad for him. Like, I like Matt Smith. He's my favorite Doctor, actually. And the second the regeneration energy came into him, I was filled with joy. Because, like, yes, now we're going to get the regeneration. Like, even though we knew this was going to happen, it still played on you like that. And it still worked. So, you get to that, and you get the happy dance. You know, woohoo, regeneration number 13. Don't ever tell me the rules. Da, 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 da. Come and get it, and the fucking rock and roll woof woof whoosh, whoosh, taking out the Daleks. Poof, love from Gallifrey, boys. Poof, taking out the ship and just poof everything else. That was fucking awesome. That was kick ass. How you cannot just like or jump on that shit? You're a cynical motherfucker. You're a he. I don't understand how he didn't kill everybody else, but he blew up a city by regenerating. Like, regenerating past your normal cycle is probably not the best thing. So, okay, and as I said, my computer is dying. So, we get to the new regeneration. Clara goes into the TARDIS, finds him have changed his clothes, finds some custard on the TARDIS console, and fish fingers, and he walks up the steps, and we're like, oh, is this the new one? Is this Capaldi? No, it's Matt, and he's back, and he's back to his normal self. Of course, he has to get the speech, and I agree to a lot of people who says that this is kind of too perfect. There's no way in life would give you that perfect amount of time to say those perfect amount of words. You know, I get that. But for every little kid who sat there and like bawling their eyes out, and I wasn't pretty far from it myself, you at least got the words you wanted to hear, like some wisdom, like the whole we are all different people through our lives at different points, and that's okay. You gotta go with it as long as you remember all the people that you used to be, something like that. And just that I will always remember this. Not what is it now? Not one day, not one line, something like that. And I will always remember when the doctor was me, which I feel suits Matt very, very good. That those being his last words, like he wasn't. I think that's kind of why I can relate to him, because Tennant was the classic Who fan who became a doctor. You know, I can really see why he didn't want to go. That was like, you dream of something from you were a child, and just. But Matt Smith was from the non-Who generation that didn't really grow up with it. So he learned to love it, and he learned to appreciate the whole of the show, and he's grown and gotten something very big from this, and he will remember all of this, and he will always remember when he was the doctor, no matter what. Like he says first, like, you're still you. Yeah. uh, uh, no, she says, you are the doctor, and he says, yes, and I always will be. And he always will be. You can always go back and watch him. He will always be there. It's not gone. And before this thing really dies, really cried when Karen Gillan came back. I thought that was awesome. Raggedy Man Goodbye. That made me choke up like that was just inches away. And then you had the Capaldi's there. Kidneys! I got new kidneys! I don't like the color. I love that line. I really love it. It sat wrong with me when I watched it, but I really like that line. It really fucks people up, and even more do you happen to know how to fly this thing? Because but he looks really good in the role. I think he's going to be really funny. He looks really manic and crazy and like a mad doctor kind of, not a mad scientist, not a white hair crazy. Yeah. Loved the episode. Sorry we went on a ramble on this one too. But I really liked it. Goodbye to Matt Smith. Hello to Peter Capaldi. Really, really hoping for big things in the next series. You've started filming now, so I guess pictures will be coming soon. Have a blast. Matt Smith, have a blast in the future making movies and all that kind of stuff. Please come by Norway if you want to. We're trying to fix something up, maybe a convention or whatever, something. If you and Cargill are going on tour, come by us, please. Other than that, I'll make some room, and I'm also gonna get a memory card to my high-tech special camera so I can please you guys with maybe some better locations. Not that much better quality image, but at least, yeah. So, peace out, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and at least I got one done. I got these coming up, and a couple of movies that I've seen that I don't own, so I'll talk about those too. But peace out.